Hi, I'm Charmaine Hughes. I'm the Executive Director of the Buddhist Center Tupten Norbeling. And as many of you already know, we've undergone a renovation. We're renovating our new permanent property, which we bought in January of last year. And we want to make it a really comfortable, really welcoming and friendly permanent home. So for all of you who haven't visited the site already, I wanted to take you on a tour and show you what we've been up to. This is the lobby. So we actually have the entrance of the building. It's still kind of boarded up because we're still working on the courtyard and we're waiting for the windows to come. There's going to be two big glass windows on either side, and we're going to come in through these doors here where the white kind of boards are into this lovely lobby. And in the back is the south entrance where we have handicap parking. It'll be easier for people to kind of park and drop off folks who want to come in that way. This is super exciting. This is our nice, big, spacious hallway to enter into the Gompa, the meditation hall. So we're going to enter in here. And for those of you who are at our old center, maybe you'll remember that Maitreya Buddha was kind of in the same room where we had our shoes kind of piled up. That wasn't nice at all. So we've given Maitreya Buddha his own home. He's going to live right here. And we're going to make sure that he's lit beautifully, that he's on a pedestal, and we're maybe even going to mirror the inside so we can have a 3D view. We can see all around Maitreya Buddha. And we'll put a nice little sitting bench here so people can contemplate. We're going to enter into the meditation hall. So this is our entryway. We have two big doors that are going to open this way. And we get to enter in. And now the ceiling is high, and it's really kind of dramatic to enter into our meditation hall. You can see that the windows are now up high. They're about 15 feet long, and they're on either side letting in some light. And these are our doors that were donated by Ajahn Surat and his family, and they're beautiful. And these are the doors, these antique doors, that we're going to be using to enter into the meditation hall. And you'll see them kind of around on the two closets back here, and also for the second event space, and also for the teacher room, which I'll show you in a minute. So they've just removed the window back here because we are having a 7-foot by 6-foot 8-inch thangka being made for our center. Geshe-la is in Nepal now, and he asked Rinpoche for some advice about what we should have painted. And Rinpoche said that for all of us at the Buddhist Center Tupten Norbeling, a Moga Pasha is like the best deity for us to be painting in this beautiful big thangka. A Moga Pasha is related to Chenrezig. He has 3 faces. He's so beautiful, and he sort of represents pure morality. So we're having this beautiful thangka made that's going to go right here, and it's above the altar. And then we have our Tengyur Kongyur cabinets, which are going to be set into these walls here. And I'll show you those. So this is the beautiful altar that we had made. So that's going to go across the back that I just showed you, where the back of the Gompa. And these panels were also donated by Ajna. Actually, Ajna helped me to create not only the altar, but also the Tengyur and Kongyur cabinets. And Claudio Garcia also helped us with the design. And these panels were donated. They're antique Tibetan panels. They were donated by Ajahn and his family, and they're so pretty. And then the next step is just to stain the altar and the Tengyur Kongyur cabinets with this really pretty red stain. And then they'll be ready to install. I don't know if you can see this back here, but this is the Tengyur Kongyur cabinet. So in the old center, the texts were sort of piled on top of each other because we just didn't have room. So now we have a home for all the Tengyur Kongyur, which are all the teachings, the entire Buddhist canon, all the teachings of the Buddha. And so I'm so thrilled that they can be kind of kept safely, respectfully, and cleanly. And so here we'll put in a glass panel. And there's a big cabinet here. So this is the top, and then the Tengyur Kongyurs will sit on top of this cabinet here, but I don't know if you can see that. It's kind of hiding. And it also has the sort of matching Tibetan antique panels. So then here we have a little AV corner. So we are putting in this amazing sound system called STEM Audio, so that we can continue to Zoom all of our teachings, because we now have lots of members all over the world, and we want to make sure that they're still going to be able to attend and listen to our teachings. And so this is where our AV team will make sure that the sound is perfect and that everything is functioning properly to Zoom our teachings. And then we'll come this way. We have a little storage area here. And now we're going to exit the gompa, the meditation hall, and we're going to enter in this way, which is our second event space. So the vision for this room was Geshe-la was sort of asking if we found a new space, that we have a second event space so that we could have a children's program. And also, I think this would be a perfect room to do Qigong or yoga. So I'm really, really happy with how this space turned out. Yeah, I think we'll probably end up putting an altar here, and maybe we can even put a TV screen here in case we want to Zoom some Qigong or yoga, or we'll have the teachers here in person, and most likely both. As many of you will remember, we kind of had all of our shoes sort of piling up at the door, and we had kind of these old kind of wooden shelves with shoes on them and shoes on the floor, and it was kind of messy. So I wanted to make sure that we had a proper cloakroom. So this is the cloakroom. You enter in from the other side, and you can sit down, you can take your shoes off, you can hang your coat. So we can thank Venerable Robina for the cloakroom. She asked me where we were going to be putting the shoes, and I hadn't thought about it. So she came right in the nick of time. So now we have a proper cloakroom. This is probably something that most of you are interested in, because this is our teacher's room. So for example, Geshe-la can come here and he can meet with students. So we'll have a little sitting area for him and an area to talk with students, and he also has his own little tea station and sink and his own restroom. So this is the teacher room. Any visiting teacher can use this room when they're giving teachings, but I really designed it with Geshe-la in mind, so he'd be able to meet with students at the center and have his own space. These are the restrooms. So we wanted to make sure that the restrooms were handicap accessible, because previously when we bought the building, there was no handicapped accessibility. So these first two restrooms are handicapped accessible, and then we have another restroom here. So in this hallway, we have 3 restrooms. They're all unisex, they're individual restrooms. So no more like stalls, that's what was here before, because who wants to use the stalls? This is really nice. This is another hallway, and it opens up into the kitchen and the cafe area. So you can see that I've vaulted the ceilings, because if any of you visited before, like when the Drepung monks were here and we were doing pujas that Rinpoche had recommended when we bought the property, some of you saw the old building, and the ceiling was really low and kind of disproportionate. It was low and really long. And so we decided to vault it, so it had, I don't know, it just feels so much friendlier, and it feels more welcoming, because this is really the heart of our center. This is where we're going to be spending time together as a community. It's where we can welcome new people who want to have a cup of tea or some coffee. So I really wanted to make this space as beautiful and as welcoming as possible. And then out this way, this will be the deck. So these are going to be 2 French doors that open out onto a little deck, so we have some outside seating. We have a little office here on the left, and we have another restroom. So in total, we have 4 restrooms plus the teacher's private restroom. So hopefully that will be plenty. And then back here are 3 office spaces. So there's 1 office space here, 1 here, and 1 there. And that one at the end is plumbed like for water. So in case we needed an extra space for the cafe, we could use that office. And then this is for our staff. And then over here also we have a washer dryer area, and we also have a utility sink washing area. For me, I'm really excited because we're going to have a deck coming off this way. So this piece of equipment, which goes down into our mechanical room, it's going to be covered by the deck, and then there'll be a door in the deck so that we can go in and fix something or look at things. But it'll make it so much nicer to look at here, to have the deck coming up and out. And I think this is, I'm guessing that this might be plumbing because we had to reroute all the plumbing because the restrooms were originally on the south side, and then we moved them so that we could make 4 separate restrooms inside. So I think this might be that kind of the restroom plumbing that comes this way because our septic tank is over there. But this is exciting. And then you can see from the outside, we're re-stuccoing the entire building, and some of this wood is quite old and buckling, so all that's coming off and it'll be brand new stucco. That'll be one of the last pieces, the last phase of the renovation. So there was an old emergency door here, this big metal thing that was quite ugly, and the stairs, so they took all that out. And then we put in a new entryway with a new hallway to those back offices, and that's what that kind of long cutout there is, and they'll put in some steps so that we have a kind of private entrance into the back offices. And then of course we'll have to landscape. We'll have to kind of figure out how to hide this. This is all of our air conditioning. Lama Zopa Rinpoche was so kind to say that it would be important to work with a Feng Shui master to make sure that the Feng Shui of the building is perfect. And he recommended that we work with Hup Cheng, who is in Singapore. He's the director of Amitabha Buddhist Center in Singapore. And so he has been advising me. And Rinpoche said, follow his advice. So that's what we've been doing. And so this is why you can see that the wall has been kind of taken down because we're putting in a new little, it's like a little roof or a little portal that's going to go here. So Hup Cheng said that these 2 roofs are coming in like this, you could see, they don't touch, and he said that this is called a broken corner. So if we don't fix this, then it's detrimental to our harmony and our prosperity. So of course we can't have that. So we definitely are putting in a new roof, and so they're preparing that right now. And then he also said that we should have some kind of a stupa in the courtyard. And he said to do this because there's something called a poison arrow where all the energy is running from the north right out of the south with this building layout. So by putting in this stupa, we're kind of breaking up that energy. And again, we can kind of have prosperity and harmony stay at the center. And those are the 2 most important things for us. The architects and I have been working on where exactly to put the stupa. And I think it's going to go somewhere around here. It'll be on a cement plinth. And I think we finalized the size. It'll be about 30 inches wide by 51 inches tall. And it should go somewhere like this so that everyone who enters will go, they'll keep the stupa on their right. So they're circumambulating naturally as they enter and exit. So they enter in, and then when they exit, they come around the stupa. So thank you for joining me on this tour. I was especially happy to offer a tour for all of you who have supported us, who are so excited about our new home, and who couldn't visit or who couldn't see it in person. So now you've had a chance to see what we've been up to this last year. And I look forward to seeing you all here in person, hopefully in the fall. And thank you again.